Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Johan, and I'm a typical Dutchman. And I react to all kinds of videos about life and living in the US or life and living in Europe, or specifically the Netherlands. And if you like this kind of content about reaction videos, then you should and could consider to subscribe to the channel. We're still growing, so we're trying to get to the magical 1000, so it would be really appreciated if you hit the subscribe button. And for today, I'm gonna take a look at some TikToks, in the follow-up of yesterday's attempt to get some reactions from the Americans to the World Cup fans being in America, because a lot of TikToks that I've seen, if you're following the channel for the last couple of days, is about how Europeans reacting to their first visit in the United States and how hilarious sometimes they were. I also want to know is how do the Americans react to this, or how do they experience that we, the Europeans, but not only we, but the entire world is visiting the United States. So that's my goal. So it's not a one-shot reaction video as I always do, but I will look for the clips and then react to it if I see the clip as it goes. So, but to start off, of course, we are Dutch, and the first TikTok will be, of course, the Orange Army. Do, 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 do. Yo, once is enough. Yeah, this is what the Dutch army is famous for. The large army, all in the same orange color, and then jumping from on command, all to the left and all to the right. Yeah, it's famous, but yeah. So let's go to the first TikTok if I can find one that fits the criteria for today. Okay, this is the first one. Is anyone else getting emotional watching World Cup tourists experience America for the first time? Okay, I think I need to take a look at my volume a bit, because I'm getting over enthusiastic now. Is anyone else getting emotional watching the World Cup tourists experience America for the first time? I don't know. What is she saying?
Been just sitting on my couch watching
videos
and like reading memes of World Cup tourists trying American food for the first time. And y'all, like, I honestly, it kind of like, it makes me want to cry. Like, there's something very healing about seeing.
She really is getting emotional. Okay. Sorry, my dear.
People that aren't from our country, like, experience our culture for the first time. And I just, like, wish I was with them. Like, I wish I was, like, sitting next to them as I, like, ate barbecue for the first time.
Okay. Yeah, what should I make of it? I guess that I do not know where she is or where she lives, but if she's able to get to one of those many cities that we are in, she can experience it by herself. But I did not expect that she really is getting more emotional. Yeah, so it's, I guess, nationalism, patriotism that's kicking in here. Real proud of being a country. Let's take a look at another one. Okay, found another one. tourists for the World Cup not complaining about US prices. Okay?
What's crazy, I haven't heard none of the tourists that's coming over here
Whoa. This is
for
fast.
the World Cup complain about any of the United States prices. I don't know if they got a good economy back home and they got a lot of money, but I'm seeing them enjoying the food, the alcohol, the events, and they're not complaining about how high stuff is. Either in their country, the stuff is way higher to where they're not complaining and they don't see nothing wrong with it, or their economy is booming and they just got more money than a regular person in the USA. No.
Yeah, I have to agree with him. If I see and hear the prices from tickets, and I understand that those prices were, as they say it, growing with the demand, so they're getting higher the more demand there is. Yeah, really, really high prices just to visit the game, and all the other stuff of having a drink or eating something and whatever it is the first time in America. Yeah, I feel the same. I think they need to have saved a lot of money, maybe for the last year or so, saving up for this one trip to the United States to get to the World Cup in the United States or Mexico or Canada, and then living it. Because I cannot, for me, I'm for sure, I would not spend that much money for all those events. I'm not talking about life and living, really the daily life and living in the US, but I've seen prices of $2,300 just to visit a game. Nowhere near that what I would pay for a ticket. The never and the knee, we would say. No way. So I'm wondering too how it is. Another one. International tourists, beware. So it's a warning.
Just need to be careful because you want to come over here and you want to try IHOP and you want to try Sonic and you want to try Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's, I know. The other two, I do not know.
And you want to go to Walmart and you want to while out. And you should. But your stomach's going to be fucked up.
But your stomach's going to be fucked up. Okay. Looking at some reactions. We don't even do all that in 1 week. No, of course not. I commented on someone else's post and said, I'm shocked that no one has a TikTok shop selling t-shirt that says, coming back with a FIFA 15. Hey, no wonder. Let's take a look at another one.
Here's the decision.
Las Vegas resort enjoying the World Cup in style.
We'll wait for Felix Fire. The Coast Guard was not in offside position.
A lot of people without shirts, so I hope they have good sun cream. Because you get sunburned. If these are tourists, I'm not sure. But would be wise to have, like this guy has, a t-shirt on with this kind of sun. USA fans. Let's take a look at another one. Be expected to tip 20%. Should World Cup tourists be expected to tip 20%. They know, if they have done their research into the United States, that a tip is normally expected in the United States for restaurants. But I guess that a lot of world inhabitants visiting the US do not know that there's a tipping culture, A, and B, that the tip would be to expect 20% of whatever they take. So, good question. What is he saying?
We're running into one of America's most controversial customs, tipping 20%. And the debate is already spreading on social media. In the US, tips are not just a thank you. They're part of how many restaurant workers get paid. So when tourists leave little or no tip, servers may feel it directly. But many visitors come from countries where tipping is smaller, optional, or not expected at all.
Yeah, over here in the Netherlands, tipping is not expected at all. We usually round it up to an even number. If it's, for example, let's say 27 euros 18 or 80, then we say, okay, make it a 30. Or if it's, for example, more near in it's 65 something, we say, okay, make it a 70. So in that region, that's the way that's, if we're really content with the service, then we tip as a thank you to the waiter, as in round it up to an even number that makes it easier for us to pay because it's a rounded up number, and is a thank you to the server. Yeah.
In France, service is usually included. In the UK, restaurants often add a service charge. In Japan, tipping is generally not expected.
As far as I know, in Japan, it's even an insult if you tip. I'm not sure about that, but I thought it was an insult in Japan if you tip. As in, if you don't, as in, like in the United States, people don't get paid enough, so they need the money, the tipping money to make a living. And in Japan, as far as I know, as I heard, is that this is just like the opposite. As in, if you're tipping me, so you're assuming that I don't make enough money to, so you don't need to tip me. I am content with my job and what I get paid, etc. So, but don't pin me on it. But that's what I know as far as I have heard about the tipping culture in Japan.
And in many countries, rounding up the bill is considered polite. So for tourists, 20% can feel like an extra charge. For servers, no tip can mean lost wages. In 15 states, tipped workers can still make just $2.13 an hour in base.
Yeah, that's a number that I see regularly in the videos passing by. $2.13.
Pay, and many other states also allow tipped workers to be paid a lower cash wage than the regular minimum wage, according to the US Department of Labor. To avoid confusion, some restaurants in Kansas City, Atlanta, and Philadelphia are reportedly adding automatic 20% gratuities during the tournament, according to industry groups and restaurant operators. But the debate is bigger than tourists. AP has reported on growing tip fatigue as customers are asked to tip in more places than ever. And Pew found that 72% of US adults say tipping is expected in more places than 5 years ago.
Okay, that's a different discussion.
The World Cup is turning a familiar American argument into an international one. Do you think tourists should be tipping more, or should Americans' tipping system be updated? World Cup.
Good question. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about it? I have no clue. The World Cup tourists are here.
I just met my first World Cup tourists in the CVS. Yeah.
In the CVS. What is the CVS? I have no clue. What does she mean? All those acronyms that are used in the United States. In the USA. What the heck is CVS? In the CVS. Okay, continue.
Yes, I did. They're here. I'm in there while my daughter's in dancing school, staring at the coolers. They have some nice coolers in there. So, and all of a sudden I see this family. They're in the FIFA section, which is by the coolers. And the little boy's got a FIFA hat on, and the other girl, the sister's got all kinds of shit like chips and stuff in her hands, and the mom and the dad. And I noticed that they're speaking another language. I'm not thinking anything of it. And then all of a sudden I hear, excuse me. And it's the dad, he goes, can you help? And he points to the self-checkout, which was right there. I said, sure. And then I'm
CVS self-checkout. So it's some kind of a shop or grocery store, I guess, also. Oh, why are there water coolers? Or does this video, what I'm looking at, not fits? It's not the way that she is the video not supporting her story, because I see other things in the video than what she's talking about. So, okay, so I guess ignoring the video that CVS is some kind of a store with water coolers in the FIFA section. Okay, self-checkout, yes.
looking at the counter for somebody in the CVS. There's nobody there. He goes, what do we do? Like, in an accent, but I didn't know the accent. I said, oh, you just scan it and then put it here and scan it and then put it here. And I said to him, do you have a CVS card? And he's like, no. What am I doing? So then I scanned mine. I said, you might get coupons or like something's on sale. So then we do it. He does the transaction and he's thanking me. He goes, thank you. We're here for Brazil. I thought he meant from. I heard that he said for, but I thought he meant from. I said, oh, that's nice, Brazil. That's really nice. I've never been there. And then he goes, no, we're here for Brazil for the World Cup. I was like, oh. And then the other lady in line, she heard him say this. Then we're talking to them. They're staying in an Airbnb in Jersey here because I live by MetLife Stadium for as long as it takes. Because we said, how long are you here for? They're like, as long as it takes till Brazil hopefully wins the whole thing. I can't imagine what they must be spending. I guess this is their summer vacation. So they were buying snacks. They had just landed in Newark a few hours earlier. They're here. I guess the first game at MetLife Stadium is Brazil versus Morocco. It was a very nice interaction. Be nice to them. Come on. Help him out in the CVS. I told him about the coupons. I told him about the extra care bucks because he did get some rewards. Because he bought all that overpriced FIFA shit.
Okay. So CVS is a store of some kind. But yeah, she is making this of having the same concern or reservations like we saw earlier in the video of how are they going to pay for all this in an Airbnb in New York as long as it takes. That is, as far as I know, 3 weeks. With an entire family. I have no clue.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look at another American reaction. Sorry, it came on the TikTok. I have no clue if it's real or AI. But it looks like one of the daughters, I guess it's a daughter of Trump, does not like to be in the stadium. The reaction was clear. Oh no. That's a clear American reaction. Okay, found another one. This World Cup has made me love our country again. So it's an American reacting on the World Cup. That's exactly what I want to know.
I don't know about you guys, but this World Cup has really made me love our country so much more. Just watching the millions of people that are just coming into the country to watch this World Cup, and they are just documenting how incredible they think our country is. The fact that they are just gassing up Waffle House like it is the best chain food restaurant that has ever been created. Low-key kind of is, but like they think it's just incredible. They go to IHOP and their minds are blown. They are just going to all of our cities. Each and every game is as if like a Super Bowl just came into town. Like they are dancing in the streets. They are just intermingling with each other, like Americans, Asians, South Americans, Europeans, all coming together, just loving the country, loving the sport, loving the World Cup, supporting each other's countries. They're even coming to support America just because of how much fun they're having. Like, it's awesome. It's awesome. And it really makes you appreciate the country that we are in as Americans. And I feel like so many of us for so long, especially when something like this isn't going on, we have nothing else to argue about. So we have to argue against each other. And it just makes us not like our country more and more. When
Okay. We don't have anything to argue about, so we argue amongst each other.
we realize outside people are coming in and we don't realize how good we got it, you know? Yeah, go America. I don't
He's proud. Yeah. Let me take a look at the comments. Oh, the first comment is, we don't deserve the World Cup. Okay. That was, okay, this one is more positive. Me too, but I'm obsessed with watching all the videos. Yeah, like I did in the last couple of days. Yeah. I know. Well, let's take a look at another one. Okay. Another one, the World Cup tourists can't comprehend America. Let's take a look at it and hear what he has to say.
Cup tourists are arriving in America, and they have found that they've arrived in the land of milk and honey. And that milk and honey is being served to them in multi-gallon jugs the size of toddlers that can be found in any Walmart discount section. They cannot comprehend the opulence in America, in our food, in our hospitality, in our kindness, in our land. America is massive. Let's start with the food. I am getting severe enjoyment reading reviews from Germans, Japanese people all over the world on Twitter about their experience in American restaurants. A lot of them are about Mexican restaurants, which they don't know it's not actually Mexican food. It's some American abomination called Tex-Mex. They don't know the difference. They sit down, there's free food in front of them, chips and salsa. They look around. We didn't order this. Waiter says it's free. Oh. They think they won a prize or something. They're slightly confused. They start eating. Oh, they're already full. They look away, they look back. There's more chips and salsa. It's a goddamn magic trick. It's endless. They fill up on chips. Rookies, amateurs. I bet they also fill up on bread at Italian restaurants. They feel bad. They're like, do we get up and leave? We're full. We're satiated. I mean, technically you could. It's just frowned upon.
Okay. Hey, he's speaking, not he's speaking, but the video is played at a high speed. So, second of all, what is... So it's not the free refill, if I'm listening and hear this correctly, but also all the extras that already have been served as a side dish to the table. That the side dish alone is making them full, and then they think, yeah, if I'm full, then I'm leaving the restaurant, but they haven't ordered anything because all the extra side dishes are for free too. So if I'm listening and I hear this correctly, yeah, I can understand that we don't eat that much.
So they order food. Lo and behold, the burrito arrives at the table the size of their face. Now they're just confused. They don't even know what to do anymore. The World Cup tourists are arriving.
Okay, now we starting it. Yeah. I have to listen to the last part.
Arrives at the table the size of their face. Now they're just confused.
No, further back. So they order burrito.
I mean, technically you could. It's just frowned upon. So they order food. Lo and behold, the burrito arrives at the table the size...
Oh, you can leave even at that point? When you have eaten the dish, the side dish in this case, and then because it's then be frowned upon, as in with people are staring like, where are our guests going to? But you're free to leave at that point. because all that you had was free. And then the order, and
to
then
their face. Now they're just confused. They don't even know what to do anymore. The World Cup tour.
yeah, and then they get, of course, a large burrito, and they think, how should I? Yeah. This could be funny too, and strange to us, yeah, Europeans and world people. Yeah, I can't imagine it.
This person is literally new in Houston because what the actual heck?
Okay. I was scrolling through the TikToks and I see this one, and I really have to watch several times. And now I'm reacting to it because I don't get it either. Obviously not from Houston.
They're not going.
They're not going. No, they're not. But stop on red, I believe it says. And the light is red. So I would be confused too, as in stop on red. We have those in the Netherlands. I know there's a region higher up that you can, from the on-ramp onto the highway, then only when there's a green light you can go, and that goes rather fast. As red, yellow, green, red, green, yellow, red, green, yellow, red. So it's rather going fast. So and technically every 3 cars there's a red, but yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it either. What the comments say? Wait, I don't understand. It says stop here on red. It is red, so he's stopping. Yeah, it's in the comments. So I don't get it. Okay, continue. Okay, World Cup 26 tourists in USA, PSA. Okay. Let's take a look.
Everybody else has been getting this on their feet, but I've been getting a lot of Europeans in America. And they're there for the World Cup. They're eating like chili, Raising Cane, Cheesecake Factory, all of these American fast food. Buc-ee's, which, hey, I fucking love Buc-ee's. To my European friends out there, do not eat all that in one fucking day.
Yeah, the other American also warned us not to do this in one day.
That shit will wreck your fucking stomach. And I get you guys are excited, but don't say I did not warn you. Still don't do it.
I'm not sure, because this is on TikTok and she's generally concerned that we eat all this in one day. Yeah, I can imagine that some people will, because they think, I don't know, they have a 5-day visa or something, or they're only planning to stay for 1 week because they have a 1-week holiday, or they only can afford 1 week. So they try to do as much as these things in 1 week. Yeah, I could imagine that this could happen. And then I'm wondering what's going to happen to your stomach, because this is the second one who actually wants about your stomach. Yeah, I guess when he's back home, he's visiting the bathroom more often than before. But once he's back home, he or she, after a week or so, will be back to normal. Oh boy.
Everybody else.
Oh, we have seen it. Yeah. Again, PSA. Acronym, no clue.
I didn't know the backstory. Another kind of World Cup thing that's going on right now, you're probably seeing this, is all of the international tourists that are coming to America for the World Cup and discovering America for the first time. And it's sort of like when a friend goes into town and suddenly you're like, okay, yeah, let's go to Alcatraz. And you've been living here for 5 years. You've never been to Alcatraz, but because somebody's visiting, you suddenly will go that week. right now on social media, there's a whole swath of people. Have you seen these that are going viral? So Freddie LA is one of them. But basically this guy like comes to America for the World Cup and he's just touring through America, kind of like you did when you rode your motorcycle around America. And he's also like this one, for example. We found another surreal place on our way. I know some people will say I'm too positive about everything, but this place is crazy. And he's at like a Bass Pro Shop, Outdoor World. And it's just pictures of like, you know, there's just the enormity of this place. This giant fish tank. He's like, there's a shooting range inside the store. He's like, they're literally selling rifles in here. And so he's just been stopping at like Buc-ee's, and he's been stopping at like, you know, we found this river in Chattanooga and we're in a tube and the guy said this, and you know, at the airport we asked this and the guy just gave us a ride. I didn't know.
Yeah. it's I guess a lot of Americans are surprised that, yeah, when they're visiting, and I know because I hear from other Americans also that America is this big, that big, and a lot of things to do. So even the Americans don't have everything seen, and either cannot afford to drive to it or fly to it, but there's a lot to do. So yeah, I can imagine that as a European or as from another part of the world coming to America and then ride along, and in a certain age, you only can do so much in the time that you have, because America has what? Five? I believe five time zones. And over here in Europe, if you go all the way from Europe, so like London, Greenwich Mean Time in Greenwich, and then over to Moscow. I believe Moscow is now +1. So I guess Moscow. I've been in Bucharest, Romania. That was Greenwich +2, I believe. Paris is also Greenwich +1. Like Amsterdam, Greenwich +1. So we have only 2, maybe 3 time zones in Europe. So yeah, it's great if you want to visit it. And for and discover Americans' strangest stores. Yeah, they can like it a lot. Let's do another one. Viva host cities, USA. So I assume it's American.
So, you're coming to the World Cup, and you are coming to one of the 11 cities hosted in the USA. Here is your guide. If you're in the East Coast, aka New England, this is our historical region. Hey, laugh all you want, but if we're looking at like continuous contemporary statehood status, the USA is technically older than like half of the entire world. So I'm just saying. Anyhow, if you're going to New...
What?
York, just remember the stadium that they're playing at is actually in New Jersey, not New York. So Jersey people are like, ha. Anyway, if you come to this area, do the typical thing. Get your clam chowder, do your Manhattan moment, do the Rocky steps. And if you can make it to the rural areas, see if you can find some Amish people. Yes, they are real. Now, if you're in the South, it's gonna get fun. Patrons are advised to keep in mind that Waffle House shows are sporadic and vary by time and location. However, most of the headliners appear during the hours of 1 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. Grab a good seat, be mindful.
What the heck? What happened there? Is this a Waffle House? Somebody's fighting with another one? Or what's going on here?
Location. However, most of the headliners appear during the hours of 1 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. Grab a good seat, be mindful if you are in the splash zone, and enjoy the dinner and show. Otherwise, if you have time, why not hop over to one of the 14 billion theme parks? And also keep in mind, you are not only legally allowed to, but also encouraged to hunt and exterminate the Burmese python. They have become an invasive species. Otherwise, catch and ride a gator, get into a fight with a dolphin. If you got time, swing by New Orleans. This is America's secret hidden weapon. I love this place. If you are in the the central zone. Although the season is over, if you're lucky and if the weather is just right, you might be able to see a real ass tornado. And if you're really lucky, you might see some twin sister tornadoes. Oh, such a beautiful sight. I've said it before, Kansas City's got the best barbecue, not only in the USA, but the whole world. This is my favorite barbecue of all time. They got everything, the fixins, the ribs, the smoked brisket, it's all good. Texas, go to Whataburger, Buc-ee's, check out a rodeo. If you're in Corpus Christi, pay homage to the Selena statue, followed up by beating up a Yolanda Saldivar piñata.
What? He's a good guide, I guess.
And finally, the West Coast. This is my home region. The two techie psychopaths and the washed-up movie star. This area is on the Ring of Fire, so it's the most seismically active. The north is where all the green foresty stuff is, tallest trees in the world. And SoCal, or Southern California, is basically Mediterranean. Disneyland is hell on earth. Hollywood is a joke. Don't even bother with these two. Go to Six Flags Magic Mountain or Knott's Berry Farm instead. And finally, bonus for all of the USA. Get ranch dressing, put it on anything, pizza, fries, burgers, whatever you want. Yes, our bathroom stalls do have wide gaps that make people uncomfortable, but we lack in gap space. We make up for in them being all free. I was shocked when I went abroad and found out people charge for bathrooms. I'm like, I'm about to explode and you're gonna charge me? Like, that's a crime against humanity.
If you're smart, take it from a European. If you feel like that you need to go, then go into a restaurant, take a seat, order something to drink, whatever you want, coffee, a beer, whatever you like, take a seat, drink some with your partner, and then get up, go to the bathroom. It's a clean bathroom, for sure, it's clean. Maybe if it's a very busy restaurant and there's a real tourist area, you have to pay 50 cents to the lady who actually keeps the bathroom actually clean. So, yeah. And if not, like he says, you have to pay €1. I've seen those for €1. The only one that I've seen it because I drove through Germany and France to Spain, and I've only seen paying for the restroom was in Germany. But again, it's for the cleaning. So those restrooms are actually very clean. Over here in the Netherlands, you also have to pay, but in Germany, and I didn't know in France, I've been in Spain. I was thinking about between Spain and France. I forgot the name. Yeah, never. So, but if you're smart, go to a restaurant, take a seat, order something without it, because a tipping culture we don't have. So take a drink, and in between, you go to the restroom, do your stuff, get back, drink and finish your drink, and continue. Then you don't have to pay for the restroom. Of course, you have to pay for your drinks. But yeah, you are on a holiday.
Also, we make up for it in free fountain beverage refills and free water at restaurants, and try it with free ice. And finally, the #1 ride everybody looks forward to experiencing, the Walmart mobility scooter. You don't even have to say anything. You could just grab it right at the entrance of the store and go crazy. Just drive it throughout the entire store. Do whatever you want right here. Every time my friends visit me from out of the country, they're like, I want to do the Walmart scooter. So there you go. Hope you enjoy your stay. Keep your arms and legs inside the ride at all times, and avoid all the FDA approved chemicals, and you'll be fine. Cheers.
Just avoid all the... Yeah, okay. And you're fine. Cheers. Yeah, okay. I love it. Oh, the comments. The season is over. Surreal. It's not like we had several tornadoes over the past weekend in Kansas City or anything. Okay. Oh, good. Well, I guess I'll leave it here for now for the reactions of the Americans about the World Cup in the USA. And if you like this kind of content, then maybe you could look at one of the videos on this recommended, or you can always hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.